Hi, I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but I really wanted to participate to share what I've learned about the use of visual arts in healing and pain management. And I've had a lot of help from wonderful care providers who actually helped me on my journey and gave me the idea of using visual arts as a distraction from pain. So I would like to demonstrate for you now my art practice. So in 2003, I became very ill and I had a lot of pain. And my physiotherapist, Nick Matheson, told me he wanted me to start drawing my pain. And how that came out was this incredibly minute kind of over and over again drawings I started doing in bed. And Nick said, "Anne, you got to add some color." And so then with the help of a niece who was studying art at Mount A, I began doing painting on silk. And I really hoped to be able to add music to the program today, but it was a little complex. But normally I would have very relaxing music on when I'm painting. So I kind of combined visual arts and music therapy. And I would put that music on and just imagine that the music is going da 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 da. And I am becoming more and more relaxed as I move through my organic shapes. And then, da 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 da. Music, you can, if you want to do something crazy, then you have crazy music going and then you go fast. And then when you add the color, of course, the cool colors have relaxing effects on the brain. And you can relax into your painting and the color. And again, the continuous line. Really, really wonderful. And anybody can do a continuous line. You don't have to actually turn it into something that looks like something. And of course, just bursts of color help the brain relax from pain. And I love to do paint flowers, especially in the winter when there's no color outside. I really have a mission to bring more color into the world. And we can do that through flowers and through our connections with nature. And also sometimes I paint people just to remind myself that I am part of the community, even though I can't participate. I do feel connected to people, especially the people that have encouraged me in my art. And I mention again Dr. Mary Lintz and the Inspirational Artist Program at the QE2, which really has just been so wonderful for me, and I felt so encouraged. And sometimes when I was painting on silk, I didn't do any drawing at all. I was just into the color and just that connection with the cosmos. And I worked with a group of sisters in the United States who have a ministry of the arts, and they produce a calendar. And one of those women said to me, "Anne, just remember what Rilke said, and let the painting flow through you like a river." And that's from a Rilke poem, which goes, May what I do flow from me like a river, no forcing and no holding back, the way it is with children. Then in these swelling and ebbing currents, these deepening tides moving out, I will sing you as no one ever has. So in that sense, my art is very deeply spiritual as well. And then that spiritual connection that I have is another healing thing. I've moved my art practice into a healing ministry for others, and I've painted a number of healing paintings, particularly for people with cancer. This one was done for a 4-year-old girl, and as her parents said, the painting became a beacon of hope. And I've done a number of palliative paintings for people, in this case done for someone who was in a gray room with a gray curtain. And I suggested to her that she could become distracted from her pain and her situation by just tracing the lines in her mind. And I do know that from feedback from her family that she did die peacefully looking at this painting. So, I think art has an incredible role to play, not only for the person who's creating it, but also for the people who are looking at it. And now, since I'm not able to paint anymore on silk, at least temporarily, I hope it's only temporarily, I'd like to show you how I've moved my art practice into the digital realm. So I had this wonderful painting practice, and then I had a car accident, and I have not been able to paint. And wow, what was I going to do then? It was my whole big strategy around pain management. Not only did I need my art, but I had more pain to deal with. And again, a healthcare provider to the rescue. Dr. Anne-Marie McCulley. Thank you, Anne-Marie. A wonderful Chinese doctor and acupuncture, helps with pain, but also came in with her iPhone one day and said, Anne, I think I found something for you. Paper 53. And boy, oh boy, do I think that this application has incredible use for hospitals, for people who are healing and in pain or dying in palliative situations, or for their caregivers. And so I'm really excited to demonstrate for you my new art practice now with Paper 53. So what was I going to do for an art practice when I couldn't hold a paintbrush anymore in my hand? Well, like I said, thanks to Dr. Anne-Marie McCulley, I found Paper 53. And this is a free app. And if you want to buy all the tools, it costs you a grand total of $6. And the one thing I really like about it is you have these different sketchbooks. So I have different things going on here that I've been doing. And you can add and subtract a sketchbook very easily. So I'm going to put a new sketchbook in now. And I can name this here, art ideas, and then I can choose a photo. I can choose something from my own art that I've done and make that the cover of the journal. So that's great. And then I have all my ideas, and with hand issues and disability, I can't carry a lot of things. I can carry all my art with me. So here's a little sketchbook that I made to demonstrate to you today. And you can see I used my art on the cover. And to open my sketchbook, I just tap it. And to open the page, I just tap it. And here I demonstrated for you the different tools that you have with the 53 paper app for iPad. So there's a calligraphy pen, there's a pencil, there's a felt pen, there's a finer pen, and then there's watercolor, and there's a fun color mixer. So here, down here is your palette, and here you have your eraser. That comes free. I think the calligraphy pen and the eraser are free, and then each one of these tools costs $1.99. Well worth it. My favorite thing is the color mixer. I spend all kinds of time just playing with the color mixer, and you can just tap, and I'm going to demonstrate. So I want to get rid of my palette. I put it down. I want to close that page, and I want to go to the next page. Here's a doodle I started last night, and I was in a lot of pain, and you can see the same lines that were in my thing. The thing I love about the app is I'm left-handed. I now have left hand issues. Well, I can use this quite easily if I get it in right with my left hand, which is good physiotherapy for me, but I've also been using my right hand. So I'm going to tap on the calligraphy pen, and I'm going to add another little thing here with my right hand. I'm not even right-handed. And if I really want to get that finer control that I have with my left hand, I'm now able to do it with the stylus because I can't hold a paintbrush. And what I really love about Paper 53 is the watercolor part of it, where you can add color and just go absolutely crazy with the color. And you just can change the colors. You can mix whatever color you want. And my left hand's getting a little tired, so I'm going to switch to my right hand. And I think some pink in here might be kind of fun. And I'm going to tap my watercolor. Well, it's more of purplish wine color. And if you hold your stylus or your finger down, you can saturate and you can overlay the color. And it's just so much fun. And really, the wonderful thing is, it's just here on the iPad. I want to do a new painting. I want to do a new thing. I just start and pull up my palette, and I'll show you a little continuous line drawing, which is kind of difficult sometimes for me to do, but it's good, really good physio for my hand. And oh, my left hand now is starting to give out, so I'm going to practice with my right. And what I'm doing is I'm getting the effect, that relaxing effect of that line. And you know, you could do this with people who cannot draw, and then just tell them simply to fill in their drawing, to color it in.
And I have found that people really love, well, I'm not going to color it because I don't like to stay in the lines, but you know, there's so many different applications that this app could have in a healing environment. For example, another application might be to, with a child or a person who's in pain, to say, whoa, you know, where is the pain? Do you want to tell me where the pain is? Can you draw where the pain is? And a child, for example, might be able to say, oh, the pain is here. And, you know, how big is that pain? Well, is that pain like a big pain like that? You know, you could really have lots of applications for doing anything. And here's the cool thing. If you don't like what you did, you want to start again. You don't want to use your eraser. You can just unwind it and start all over again, or rewind it and bring it back. There's so much fun that you can have with Paper 53. And I really wanted to share with you how important I feel digital art is for applications in healing.
I hope that this demonstration inspires you to use visual arts in healing with your patients or with people that you know. And I would just like to thank all the people who have helped me, in particular, Nick Matheson, Dr. Mary Lynch, and Dr. Anne Marie McCulley with pain management, and the incredible encouragement and inspiration they gave me to continue with an art practice as a really important strategy for managing my life. Thanks for listening.